Hello, I'm Melissa, I write books, and we're gonna go on a writing retreat. Come on, let's go. So I'm heading off for literally a 12-hour writing retreat. I'm going to a place where I'm having a girls' weekend this weekend. I'll be getting there today and they're coming tomorrow at 4. So it won't be a full day, but it will be I can get there and wake up and write until 4. So I'm counting that as a writing retreat. And my goals, I think it's always good to go in with goals, but also the goal is to make progress and feel better about the book, is to write all my new scenes. I think there's roughly 5 of them. And I'll be using dictation, which I'll kind of talk about later in this video. But that is the plan, to write those 5 scenes. I'm hoping to really get a good chunk of this done because I feel like this revision has just been dragging its feet. And it's just been interrupted by a lot of querying stuff, and I'm determined to not let that happen unless I get an email. Then I will change everything and just, that's how I live. But the book I'm working on is called Project Gas Station. It's not called that really, but I don't have a title for it. And it is an adult thriller that kind of focuses around bank robberies. Hey, good morning. It is 9:30. It's a little later than I intended, but whenever I have just a couple days to do something like this, I also take it as an opportunity to sleep in a little because I don't ever do that. And I don't ever really want to, but I just ended up sleeping a little later. So it is 9:30. I think I'm gonna plan to get started around 10. Between noon and 2, I'm gonna have a break, which is this even a writing retreat anymore? Yes, but that's when I'm gonna do kind of all of my food prep. I don't think anybody's coming until 6. Still have another 4 hours. So really it's a workday amount of time. But I'm dictating these scenes, and so it can go pretty quick. My estimate is that I can do one scene in about 2 25-minute sprints. It's just tricky because there's 2 POVs, and I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of make a plan here for the next 30 minutes, which sounds like a long time. But I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm going to get right into dictating. So let's make some goals for the day. I just did a little, I didn't even know how long that was. Maybe 10 minutes, got about 1,000 words. Dictating is wild. I don't know how good that scene is. I also am at this weird point where I don't know if I'm doing things in the right order because I just don't know. Because I'm writing all the new scenes first, and typically how I've done revision before is going from beginning to end, writing my way through it. So when I got to a part where I needed a new scene, I would write the new scene. And since I'm not writing through the whole book for this point at this time, but since I'm not doing that, it's hard to know exactly what goes in the scenes. And this one's like a flashback. I don't actually know where I'm going to use this scene. There's a couple different places where I'm like, I think that's a good spot. It is now like 11, and I did start at like 11. Well, it's like 11:10, and I started at 11. So, but the first hour, the first thing I'm doing is finishing up 2 little scenes that I started earlier this week. So Sunday I wrote like most of a scene, and then yesterday I wrote like half of a scene. So I finished up that one that I started yesterday, and then I'm going to finish up the one that I started on Sunday. And then I'm going to dive into this vignette, which like will be the death of me. It's the one I'm the most nervous about, so I'm going to try to do it earlier on today so that I will actually do it. I don't think it's actually a montage. I think it's actually like one scene. But the problem is I'm dictating, so it's just blocks of texts, as you know. And so I think later this afternoon, I'm going to like edit through them all and like make them make sense. And I think how I'm going to implement them into the revision is like starting next week, I'm going to go chapter by chapter implementing things. And like, that's when I'll actually put this chapter into the scene. It just like, it's when I'm not doing it chronologically, like typically almost every book, every draft, I go very chronologically. I'm like, let's start at the beginning and go beginning to end. And that is how I'm going to put in the things chapter by chapter. But it still feels a little like I don't know if I'm getting everything because I'm not doing it in order, but I think that I need to get past that. Yeah. So I think writing these scenes is going to be good, but I think I'm like not writing every scene that I need to. And I might end up writing scenes that I don't use, but I think that that's okay. It's like really helping flesh out the world, if you will, of these characters. Like this is a very pivotal scene from Danny's backstory. And it's like, even if I don't end up using it, I still think it needs to exist in my mind, like how it happened and like how that impacts her. I'm excited about this vignette that I'm going to write later. I don't know if vignette is the right word, but I think it sounds bougie and fun. So yes, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You didn't need to know that. And then I'm going to go in and finish that scene probably in another like 10 minutes and then get cracking on like... Voiceover Alyssa here with a little bit more insight about what I was talking about in terms of chronological editing. So the reason, I realize I've never talked about this, the reason I'm not going from beginning to end with all of my scenes in revision as I had in the last couple of drafts is because I don't think it's necessary at this point, and doing it that way takes a lot of time because it necessitates that you read every scene from the beginning all the way through, which can lead to this like half line editing where it's like you're not really line editing, but you're not like you're spending all this emotion and energy trying to make every scene be good when this point of my process of this revision, I don't need everything to be good right now. I really just need all the right pieces to be in the right places. And so I'm avoiding doing it chronologically because I think I know myself. And when I start to go from the beginning to end through the book, I will line edit. I will focus on things I don't need to. So my strategy for this revision is to like write the new scenes that I know need to go in and then put them where I know they need to go. And then take a change, like let's say I'm adding in a character and add the character into every place that they need to be. But I'm not going to read from the beginning and add things in as I go. I'm going to take it revision by revision, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to fix this issue everywhere it needs to be. And then I'm going to fix this other issue everywhere it needs to be. Because how I've done it in the past is like I will literally go all the way from the beginning to the end multiple times. And I don't think that's helpful at this point, but I'm also experimenting because I do kind of feel like I'm a little lost. Like I won't know when I'm done because I'm not doing it in order, which is not anything I've ever done before. So we'll just see. Also, I'm making pickle dip at the moment. It's literally cream cheese and pickles. It is heavenly. Okay, goodbye. Off to a strong start. It is 2:40. I didn't want to talk about it, and my computer's dying. Okay. I did finish those 2 scenes. Ow. I have 9 minutes until this live stream starts. Let's see how many words I can get. No pressure. I don't know how to start this scene. LOL. Okay, now I have 8 minutes. I stare at the can of peas like a lifeline. .30 p.m. on a Wednesday. The only people here is on a Wednesday. And the store closes. Why would the store close at 1:30 p.m., Alyssa? It's 1:30 p.m. on a Wednesday in the worst grocery store in town. The only people here are a few. Why would they be at the store at 1:30 p.m., Alyssa? Despite it being 4:45 p.m. on a weekday, this is the worst grocery store in town. People avoid it like the plague. It's actually a miracle that it's still in business, because it also happens to be the most expensive one. Pause dictation. That was the worst. That was so bad. Okay. I did, however, write 521 words. It was so bad. Okay, well, that was kind of a wash, but I am in the middle of the scene now, so it's something. I'm gonna watch this live stream now. I have no words. I'm gonna come back to this later. Jump scare, it's me, Alyssa. Oh, also, my microwave is defrosting something, so it is later. I think it's Monday. So a kind of abrupt ending to this video, but I did end up not ever returning to the writing after that last clip that you saw. But it was nice to just take the day slower. Like, would it have been nice to like grind it out? Like, get a billion words? Sure, obviously that would have been fun. But I also sometimes just need days that are like dedicated writing days, but also I can just relax and hang out a little bit. And so I'm not gonna apologize to myself for doing that, because I apparently needed it, which is annoying, but you know, it happens. I also am very sunburnt, which I don't know if you can even see, but anyway, I'll see you very soon.